Dog. 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 He's a dog. 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 Dog.
Oh, woof, woof. All right, my athletes, you ready to get it today? It's Sunday, day 12. I'm waking up, getting coffee. I need to warm my body up because I'm feeling my knees from yesterday, my shoulder from last weekend. But usually, if I give myself a good enough warm-up, I'm good to go. We're going to go get some hard rounds. And then I'm going to rush over to work. Barely make it in time, still being sweaty. I'll open the coffee shop. I'll work until the coffee shop closes, and then I'll rush over to the gym again to get the second round of rounds. And that is a good day to me. I love rushing around. I love doing the things that I care about. And I like making money only because the need for money exists. Without getting too into that shit, I'm going to leave you with one thing before these rounds. We'll see how it turns out. It's funny when I talk before a round and then something completely different happens during the rounds. But I want to talk about that dog. So obviously you hear that I got that dog in me. Well, I do have that, but also I was just listening to Greg Souders on the what is it? Primal MMA coaching podcast. If you haven't checked that out and you're interested in an ecological approach or like what we're doing in our group, go check out the Primal MMA podcast. It's on like Spotify and Apple. You'll see Greg Souders on there a lot. He goes on there often, and they talk about this approach as it relates to jiu-jitsu. But then also, my coach, Josh Root, has an episode on there where he goes into his experiences with the ecological approach and having a new room full of people, and it's great. But without plugging them, I was listening to Greg on his most recent guesting of this podcast with Kit Dale as they talk about everything, and he talked about that dog, but he talked about how a lot of people are domesticated dogs. You know, if you're hungry and there's a piece of steak in a cage, a domesticated dog will try to get into that cage, and then after a little bit of time he'll go lay down and look at his owner. And that's what a lot of you jiu-jitsu students want to do with your coach. And I also have that tendency that I have to fight against, but I have dad issues. Now, then he said, look at a wolf, though. A non-domesticated dog. That dog, that wolf, will look at that cage. It'll decide it's time to eat. And it won't stop until it finds a way into that cage. It will bite through the cage. It will break its teeth off. It'll claw until it has no claws left. It'll dig underneath the ground 6 feet under, trying to get back up underneath that cage. It'll do everything in its power to get that meat. Now, that's what people mean by that dog. And now in a jiu-jitsu related, relating that to your rounds or your tournaments, your opponent is that meat. Your task is that meat. Today, my task is hips. My opponent's hips are that meat. So I'm going to go after it single-focused, single-mindedly, full focus, without any hesitation, always going to attack those hips. Flow state. Until I get them. And I'm not going to stop fighting until I do. So that is the goal of today for me, is to have that wolf, El Lobo, whatever another one is. Have that dog, that undomesticated dog in you. Let's do it. Now that is what a good training day looks like. I didn't really cut and like mention it, but the first session I had a few rounds with Josh before work, and then I went and worked all day, and then the second session is just my rounds with was at 7 p.m. So I trained at 11 and at 7 today. Feeling shitty for different reasons in both rounds. I haven't looked at the rolling footage yet, really, so I don't know exactly what it looks like. But I felt sluggish, and I felt like weaker. So we'll see if that is conveyed. I mean, you'll have already seen it. So why don't I just get on to what I want to talk about? There's this podcast called Jokum Strength, and he talked about just one thing I wanted to touch on that, you know, it's his words, but it's something that I agree with, so I wanted to mention it here. And then I just thought of Jack Johnson has a song where he says, "Don't let your dreams be dreams." Jokum talks about people who don't take their hobby seriously are just copping out. Anybody that's like, "Oh yeah, that's my hobby, you know, I do it sometimes, but I don't put everything into it, you know, I got other things that I'm worried about. My hobby is just for fun, just you know, I don't take it seriously." Well, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you work because you have to make money to live in this world. Now, some people do get to do the thing that they love while they're working, but that's a select few that really, really, really are doing that and spending all their time worried about that. I'm talking about the people, if you're one of those people that is a weekend warrior, you know, if you're doing jiu-jitsu, if you're watching this channel, you probably do jiu-jitsu. If you're doing jiu-jitsu on the side and you're like, "Yeah, I don't want to take it too seriously. I just want to get in and get a sweat and have fun." Why? Why are you doing that disservice to yourself? Why don't you put your whole heart into things? It just seems like a waste of this small opportunity of time that we have on this planet to not give all of yourself to something that you enjoy. And I'm not saying you have to like do what I do. I'm not saying you have to like quit your life, live in a van. I don't do that right now, but I do from time to time. I will be doing it next year. Quit your life to live into a van and like only think of that one thing. I'm not saying you give all your time to it, but I am saying that if you're gonna do it with some nuts. You know what I mean? Like, speak up and care about it, and tell people that you care about it, and bring that intoxicating energy with you. It's inspiring to people, and you start doing things that you love because you were inspired by them. I don't know, man. I full-heartedly agree with what Jokum said on his podcast about just, you know, people who don't give all they can to something are just keeping themselves from getting hurt by that thing. He didn't say that, but I'm saying that. But I don't know, man. Deserve more out of yourself, right? Like, demand better from you. Because what's the point of it if you're not? What are you really getting out of it? You get in community, I guess. Those community and friends and like something to focus your mind on, and you know, those are all side effects of giving your heart to something. Community comes from caring about the place that you're at and the environment that you're in. Community looks like a lot of things. Also, the more I'm thinking about it, Josh and I were talking about this earlier, everything is coupled with your environment, right? So if you're focused on making your environment as conducive to successfully attaining goals as you can, then, I mean, you know, you're changing the world. You're changing the way the world looks for some people. For yourself, for sure, you're changing your own perception of the world, but you're also unknowingly affecting other people. And you're moving the needle a little bit just by caring. I don't know. All I know is it's all starting to make sense more and more. The more I do this, the more I talk about it, the more I put my heart into things. You know, you got that dog in you. You got to let that dog woof woof, you know? Let that dog out. That dog is single-mindedly focusing on that task until you die. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good night. And I will see you back again tomorrow. Peace.